We are sitting down live here in our studios with head football coach of the Akron ZIP, Mr. Tom Arth. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Me. I feel great.
Good to hear. All right. First and foremost, I want to ask you about, I think the big question on everyone's mind and the big topic is the shutdown of the MAC fall sports. What was your initial reaction to it, and how have you responded, and how's the team responded, more importantly?
Well, I think it was a smart decision by the MAC. As we were going through our summer, phasing our players back in, and all of the protocols and the procedures that we had to follow, it made it very difficult to think about how are we going to progress to a full practice? How are we going to progress to a season? How are we going to have the ability to keep our team safe, keep our campus safe as we're traveling, as we're intermixing with people from other universities? How does all that work? And I think at the end of the day, when you don't have the answers to those questions, it's very difficult to feel confident in putting your team out there to play. So, I certainly understand the MAC's decision. Obviously, as a competitor, it's difficult to hear. You're so excited to get back out there, and you put so much time and energy into the season, but I think we've handled it exceptionally well. One of the biggest challenges for our team was just the unknown, kind of that worry. We're reporting for camp, but are we actually going to make it through camp? Are we going to start the season and then get cut off? So I think just making a decision and saying, hey, we're postponing until spring, I think that really put our players' minds at ease. And, we handled it exceptionally well. We understand what we need to do, the opportunity that this presents our program to develop, to give us, more time to change our bodies and to become a better football program is something that, we're certainly taking advantage of.
Now, you mentioned being in the dark for a lot of the time being when you were in camp. Were you guys involved in the decision-making process at all? Were you considered talked to about it at all?
Larry, our athletic director, and I would discuss, and, we'd kind of share our thoughts. And, the football coaches within the MAC had, different meetings throughout the summer. It wasn't so much like, hey, what do you guys think? But I do think those conversations were being had at the AD level, the president's level. So always wanted to keep Larry informed of our opinions. And but we weren't specifically consulted on that.
Gotcha. And so what is the team, what has been the game plan for the team training, even though there's not any games to play for?
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. As I said, I think, for us, for where our program is, how young we are, how inexperienced we are, how much development we need, getting some additional time was the best thing that could happen for us, particularly after losing our entire spring, majority of our summer. We're coming back in at a pretty disadvantaged place heading into a fall season. So having this additional time where now we can really invest the appropriate amount of time in the weight room and in conditioning and speed development to allow our players to have a chance to compete at a high level, I think is really important. Our team knows that, our players know that, and we're really fortunate. We just hired a new strength coach, Deontay Mack. He's been here for just over a month now, and the progress that we are making is unbelievable. I can see the changes in our players' bodies. I can see the changes in our athleticism, our speed, and it's been fantastic to watch.
So the players have been reacting well.
They've been outstanding. Certainly, again, like me, disappointed, like, hey, we don't get to go out there and play, but very self-aware in that, hey, this is a blessing, and this is an opportunity for us to really close the gap. And when we come back out and play, to be able to put the best team, that we possibly can out there on the field.
Yeah, and obviously you guys weren't the best team out on the field last year. So do you guys feel like you have a better head start from where you were last season to get a jump in this upcoming season?
Oh, absolutely. Just obviously, last season was very valuable in a lot of ways, and we developed significantly from when I first arrived here in January of 2019 until where we are today. It's a completely different program. but that doesn't take away from the fact of our youth and our inexperience and the need that we have to develop. And I think since we came back this past January after our season, we had one of the best winter programs that I've ever been a part of in terms of the competitive spirit, the leadership development, the work ethic, just the energy that we brought every single day was unbelievable. And then, of course, right as we're transitioning to spring practice, everyone's sent home. But our staff put together a great plan, virtual plan for our players in terms of meetings and development and staying connected with one another that really built a great foundation for us that has extended, through the summer. And now, when we are here back on campus and, just having that opportunity to develop physically has been outstanding for us. And our players have been extremely excited about what they've seen and how their bodies feel and the growth and progress that they've made.
So what do you think has been the biggest turnaround for the team ever since you came in to join the program?
I think just implementing what our program is, what it represents, our culture, which that's something you work on every single day. It doesn't matter if it's year 1 or year 10. That's always evolving, and that's always, an emphasis for us. But I think just understanding what our expectations are in terms of not only how we play and how we practice and how we prepare for football, but what our expectations are as we're a representative of the University of Akron in our community, how we perform in the classroom. Just all those aspects that make us who we are and what we feel are important to building a successful program that that prepares its graduates to go out into the world and be leaders and be successful beyond their time here at Akron. I think just in implementing all of those things and getting our players to understand the whys behind that and how important that is and what it looks like, I think has been really important for us.
Obviously, the MAC's already made its decision. It made its decision a couple of weeks ago, but some conferences are still on the fence about it. Specifically, the Big Ten. Do you feel kind of like slighted in a little bit that they still might play football, or like what are your thoughts and feelings on that?
I worry about what I can control, and I know the development that we need in our program, and 100% of my energy and focus is on our players and our program based on what our schedule is. So whether the SEC, plays a full season, if the Big Ten starts playing in October or November, really does not affect me or our players at all. We have our enough to worry about here in our own program, and that's where 100% of our energy has been.
So ever since you came into the university, you've been highly touted for your recruiting. How has that been affected, and what is kind of like the different strategies you have to take now for the entire shutdown process?
I think recruiting first and foremost has been outstanding for us since the day that we arrived. Whether that's just the number of families that we've been able to share the University of Akron with and really help them see what our campus is and what the educational opportunities are here have been absolutely amazing. And I can't tell you how many families, local families, families from Cleveland or, kind of this, Northeast Ohio area that come and just, the response is always like, I never knew that Akron had that much to offer. I never knew about, the Sales Institute, for example, or never knew how strong the business program or the engineering school is. And that's been really rewarding for me. I think that we've been able to put together 2 outstanding classes. Our current sophomores and our incoming freshmen this year, as well as some of the transfers that we've brought in, are unbelievable. I've been so proud of the way they've been working. They're tough, they're smart, they're competitive. They're guys that you can rely on. They're forming the core of our program and the foundation of our program. So, certainly as we've gone through the pandemic, our recruiting strategies have had to be modified. We're not able to get out on the road and see individuals. We're not able to have families come to our campus. So we've had to adjust and, adapt how we do things, but our message is the same. And I think our results have been outstanding. We have a majority of our class for class of 21 committed to us right now. It's an unbelievable class. Very excited about the players that'll be joining us. A lot of them this January. So I feel great about it. Our coaches do an incredible job building relationships with student athletes and their families and high school coaches, and that ultimately is going to be the difference for our program, is to be able to recruit these high-end student athletes, but then also to be able to develop them within our program, and we're seeing the effects of that right now.
So earlier you mentioned the word expectations, and just now the world results. So come spring, what are the expectations in the team, and what do you hope for the results to be with this young team?
Well, I think our expectations are that we go out and prepare and perform as players. That's what our expectations are. That we prepare to the best of our God-given ability, and that we go out there and perform to the best of our God-given ability. As a coaching staff, the expectations we have are to teach and demand. We need to be our best every single day. What we ask of our players is going to be nothing different than we ask of ourselves, and that's to give everything that we have to one another each day. And I think that if we can do that, I think we're going to put ourselves in great position. And our biggest goals are going to be things relative to being consistent, doing things the right way, having a consistency about what we do, not beating ourselves. We feel that if we can eliminate self-inflicted wounds and that we're going to put ourselves in position to be competitive week in and week out. So, focusing, 100% on what is within our control. And I think that's the results will come from that.
All right. One last question for you, Coach. So you're great at recruiting players, but at the University of Akron, there's a little bit of a attendance problem. So put your best foot forward out there and try to recruit as many fans. Why should we go out and see you guys in the spring and try to sell them on the message of the Zips football team right now?
Well, I think that's the big thing, is that we all want support. We want InfoCision Stadium to be packed every single weekend for our football games. But I think the first step in that for our program is to become a part of the university and to be a group of individuals that our school can be proud of, a group that isn't just seen as the football team, but a group that's seen as part of our campus community, that are working just as hard as everybody else in the classroom, that are involved in other activities on campus, that are a part of this student body and a part of this greater community. And I think that if we can do that, those relationships and the strength that we build there, not only as players on our team, but as coaches as well, being a part of this community is so important. And I think that for anybody at any university, in any situation, is like you get out of something what you put into it. And we all want to have these great college experiences that we remember for the rest of our life. Well, invest in your university, invest in your campus, and invest in the people that are here, and great things are going to happen. So our goal is to put the best product that we can out there on the field, and to be an incredible representation of our university that people want to be a part of. And I think that we've certainly worked very hard to do that, and we'll continue to do that.
Very well said, Coach. Thank you again for coming up. We look forward to seeing you out in the field, hopefully in spring. Keep up the good work with the team. We look forward to seeing the results on the field.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Then once again, this was Tom Arth, the head coach of the Akron football team.